Well, hello there, my peeps. Welcome back to the Antoinette Nora kitchen. Today we're going to make this beautiful cheese, tomato, and herb loaf in the bread machine. So I told you I was going to make everything from scratch, everything I had in the pantry. So I had all of this. The only thing I didn't have was these sun-dried tomatoes, which I got at Meijer's yesterday. This takes 3 hours and 40 minutes. So I thought I would just throw it together and then go over there to the gym, because you know, when you're not spending money, yeah, you know, you can't just sit there and watch TV all the time. And well, it's hard doing eBay in the evenings on a night that I worked. I really can only do it on the weekends because I'm on the computer all day for work. I certainly don't want to hop from one computer to the next. Here we go. Of course, I changed it up a little bit. All right, so we have a half a cup of oat fiber, the Anthony's. So I had this in my cabinet. And flaxseed meal. This is the Aldi's brand. That was in my cabinet. So they wanted 2/3 cup of that. That was way too much for me. So I only did 1/3, and then I did 1/3 of the hemp hearts. I do like using these wherever possible. This was also in my cabinet. Well, it all was in my cabinet except for the sun-dried tomatoes. These were $2.79, I want to say. It's 3 ounces. The recipe calls for a cup, and this was exactly a cup. So that was perfect. All right. Next we have a 1.25 cups of the Vital Wheat gluten. Where do I have that? I have the Bob's Mill. This I keep in the freezer. Okay, and then, then it calls for a half a teaspoon each of half a teaspoon xanthan gum and a half a teaspoon of salt. So this is the dollar store salt 84, the pink salt. And then it wanted a teaspoon of dried mixed herbs. Oregano, parsley, thyme, and basil. So what I used was my gourmet collection, let's see if you can see it, the oregano, basil, and tomato blend. So that, I just threw in a teaspoon of that, and I was good to go. All right, so that is everything that's in here in my bowl. Yeah, I know this overhead lighting washes out sometimes, but yeah, so this goes right into the bread machine. Let's see, I should probably take it out. The dry ingredients are all in. Okay. All right, so I put this 1 cup of water into the microwave for 1 minute. And it feels like warm, like the right temperature. It needs to be between 110 and 115. 105, 108, 109. Yeah, so the temperature of this water is very important. I had a lot of people, when I did the Deidre bread video, who were saying that their bread didn't rise, and I never had that problem. So it's best to check the temp. I'm tempted to lick this spoon, but I won't. All right. This is the only time I use the honey, is when I'm making bread. Okay. So now You're just gonna mix this until it's dissolved, and then I'm gonna add 2 eggs to it. Just gonna lightly whisk this and then pour it in with the dry ingredients. Just wanna break up the yolks. Okay, that looks good. I'm gonna dump it in. Okay. Almost done. I do love the bread machine bread because it's so quick and easy. I haven't made it in a long time though. Ever since they came out with the keto bread. I mean, this comes out to about the same amount of net carbs. It's about 4. What is it? It's 9 carbs and 5.8 grams dietary fiber. So, yeah, it's 4 carbs. In here, I have a cup of shredded cheese. This is kind of, you know, the off the block. It's that Sargento off the block. So it's a little thicker. I prefer to have it, the fine shredded cheese for this, really, but it'll be fine, it'll melt. Big chunks will be kind of nice in there. Then the sun-dried tomatoes. These were julienne style, so I only had to cut them a little bit in half. And then I got the Parmesan Reggiano from Costco. So it's a 1/4 cup of the hard cheese, 1 cup of the cheddar. So you could really use any kind of hard cheese that you prefer. So that's all that's in here. 1 cup of the sun-dried tomatoes. We're not adding any sweetener. The sweetener's coming from the sun-dried tomatoes. 1 cup of the sharp cheddar, and then a 1/4 cup of the hard cheese of your choice. This is just the Kirkland Parmesan Reggiano. And I'm just gonna dump it in. So next, all right, that is it. I just need the yeast. This is Aldi's Baker's Corner fast rising yeast. That's what you want to use for this. And I just need 1 packet, 1 tablespoon, and we're just gonna sprinkle it on top and turn the machine on. Okay, here we are at the bread machine now. That's what it looks like before we start it. Doesn't look like much. There is something I've been wanting to say that I keep forgetting to say. You know, I see that a lot of these people on YouTube, that they're on Instagram, they're on Facebook, they're like on every platform. And I'm here to tell you that I am not gonna do that. I started a Facebook group. Nobody would chime in up there, you know, not many people joined. Anyway, I'm a very slow growing channel, which is fine with me because this is the only place you're gonna find me. I uninstalled my Instagram. I'll probably quit Facebook at some point because I'm, you know, pretty irritated with them. I don't want to be playing that life. I just do this keto here on YouTube. I don't have a website either. You know, maybe I will somewhere down the line, but right now I'm just here on YouTube. Share with your friends. All right, I'm off to the gym. Today is Saturday. I made the bread Thursday night. So I just, you know, I had it cool for a day on the counter, wrapped up in some foil. You'll see that it is not very risen. And I was wondering about that because of adding the honey to the water and the eggs. So I think that's why they call it a loaf. They didn't necessarily want it to rise sky high. So this is what we got. I will say, see the edges here, this did not mix up very well. So I think that this particular bread would need to be you know, take a spatula to the edges and just make sure that it's all incorporated at least an hour in. Because I did notice it. I should have done it, but I didn't. So anyway, I got my mama here today.
Hi.
Yeah, so we're just having a fun day here, and we thought we would make, cut into the bread and make bruschetta. So she's cutting up the little tomatoes, like this. Here, I'll show them what you're doing. See, she's just slicing these cute little tomatoes in half for the bruschetta. For Christmas, I got this cheating slicer from my niece, and it has occurred to me now that I didn't know how to do it. This is the right way. I know that she got it on Amazon, and it's called Comfify. Comfify. You can see that. And the first time I used it, I hacked up a whole loaf of Deidre bread. I'm like, what the heck? Because let's see how it goes. It's very confusing. Okay, now it's locked. Let's see. I had it. I think I had it this. No, that's the right way. I really don't even know what I did. Let's see. Oh, it was like this. All right. Okay, you have to push in to flip it. The whole point of this is that it's for easy storage, but it's tricky. All right, so now I have, try to do it up again. All right, now I got it in, and then you flip it again into the tray, and your slice guide is ready to go. All right, let's cut it up. I've got my Pampered Chef bread knife, and let's try it. This edge is, okay, so here's the inside of the bread. You can see the sun-dried tomatoes. Look at that.
Beautiful.
Right. Okay, I'm gonna continue slicing it up. And then we have over there pesto, spinach, mozzarella, and tomatoes. We're gonna plate up a cookie sheet with some bruschetta, and we'll show you that before it goes into the oven. We're gonna preheat 350. Well, I just learned something very interesting. You can have little skinny thin slices, or you all the way up to the thick one. So this is very thick. Okay, we have the bruschetta is ready to roll. We threw on some cherry balsamic vinegar and some chipotle aioli. Chipotle aioli. Yeah, it kind of squirted a bit heavy, but it tastes very good. So the oven is preheated to 350 and it's going in. Mom, are you ready to try the bruschetta?
Yes.
Okay, look, I poured her a glass of this Good Karma flax milk, unsweetened. I want her to try that because that is my new milk. She does like the almond breeze.
Very good.
It tastes like milk, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It really
It's
does.
got a little vanilla taste.
Oh, there's no vanilla. They do have a vanilla variety, but that one is the unsweetened. But, yeah, 1 carb for a whole cup. Okay. All right, try the bruschetta. I already took a bite, so I know how good it is. I think that, there's mine. But I think it's much better once you add stuff on top of this bread. So, let's see what she thinks.
Very good.
It's good, right?
Very good.
It really, the flavor, I mean, look, the bread really does look pretty darn fabulous.
Very tasty.
I'm so glad that I didn't go with the recipe that wanted 2/3 cups of that flax. I would even go heavier with the hemp seeds. So I don't know, just a few adjustments, but I mean, it holds up in your hand really well. It's very good, but it's much better with stuff on top. See, even Mom likes it. It's almost like a healthy pizza.
It does taste like pizza.
Right. I know. It's kind of like eating pizza. Yeah. So I am a fan of the way that I made it with all the stuff on top. If I was going to put butter, I would need more sweetener. But it's okay. I really love the sun-dried tomato idea in a bread. It's really good. So, all right, I'm going to let Mom finish eating. Okay, my peeps. Thanks for coming by for another video, and we'll see you next time.